All right, everybody. This is my second gear video that I've ever made. This one is in preparation of a Boundary Waters trip that I'm going to be taking with some buddies of mine. And we are going on I believe it's a 7-day adventure through the Boundary Waters. So I'm really looking forward to it. And so there's going to be some obvious differences that you're going to see between the two videos that I've made. My previous one being for the John Muir Trail, which I did last year, and now this is in preparation of the Boundary Waters. So let's get right down to it. All right, so we are going to begin with my bag that I have right here, and this might be replaced with some other gear that might be able to hold more, as in 3 people's worth of gear as opposed to just mine. But anyways, right now I have my bag slated as being my JanSport Equinox 60. So this is my 60-liter bag that I took on the John Muir Trail, and this is just absolutely phenomenal. So this is my bag, and I got it for a pretty cheap. I got it for under $100 from REI at the time. I just happened to hit it on a sale. And so this just did me so well on the John Muir Trail, and hopefully it does just as well on this trip. Okay, next, believe me, there is a quilt on the inside of this. This is my sleeping quilt, and this is all inside of a Sea to Summit bag, but the quilt is a UGQ 20-degree extra large bandit, I believe is the full title of it. I had it custom built by UGQ for, just for myself, all the things that I like and dislike. I made it custom made for me. So I have a 20-degree quilt on the inside of that. Okay, next, it's quite large. This is going to go inside of another Sea to Summit. This one is a pretty large bag. I believe this is a 20-liter bag. But this is my tent. This is my Big Agnes ultralight copper spur tent. Has some miles on it, so there's some patchwork already done on it. But this is my Big Agnes copper spur 4-person ultralight tent. Again, the reason that I'm taking something for so large is because there are going to be other individuals joining me on the trip itself. If it were just me, I would probably take my 2-person Nemo Hornet is my other tent. So I have this, and then the poles and the stakes are yet to come. But this is the tent itself, and again, it's going to go inside of a large compression sack. Moving on down the row here, we have my Thermarest ProLite regular inside of its bag. So this is my Thermarest sleeping pad. Okay, moving down, I love taking it. It did me so well on the John Muir Trail, and if you join me on the John Muir Trail, you know this was the savior of the day. This is the Coghlan's Multi-Spice. You can find it at your local Walmart. It is absolutely phenomenal. It has everything that you ever wanted. It has cayenne, garlic salt, black pepper salt, paprika, curry, etc., etc. In that, and that is just, it spices up everything. So anything that may be a little bit bland, you can make interesting. But along with that, I have 2 notables. I have 2 Sea to Summits. I have a Sea to Summit bowl and a Sea to Summit mug that I bring along with that. So that is my bowl and cup. And then I have my Snow Peak spork, titanium spork. And then I have this serrated spreader. What's the company on this guy? Crestware. Crestware is the spreader. And then I have like a pot scraper. I have some Scotch Brite pads, broke into 2, and then Adobe pad. This is all going inside of a 1-gallon plastic bag. Okay, close. Can't close. I don't want to get any of these companies wrong, so I'll read from my list. Can't close. I have New Balance wind pants. So New Balance has these wind pants. They're just like jogging pants. They're really nice. I have Bolter synthetic boxers. So synthetic boxers, these dry out really quickly. I have All Alive, or I'm not exactly sure exactly the company. It was, I think, a Walmart purchase or a discount store purchase. This is a long sleeve synthetic with hood shirt. I have Injinji socks. I have Danish Endurance merino wool socks. And then I have Reebok Paceline shorts. And this is all going into another Sea to Summit bag. Like you see a common thread here. If anything really needs to stay watertight, then I put it in the Sea to Summit. Okay, trail clothes. I have my Iowa State hat. I have these New Balance Fresh Foam shoes. You may know, if you've ever been to the Boundary Waters, that your feet are going to get wet, very wet. And especially how I canoe, we wet foot portage. That means your feet get wet before the canoe touches ground. So you don't ram your canoe into the ground. You get out with your feet in the water. So we wet foot portage. And so your feet are going to get wet. Now, a lot of people may think that, oh, I would just invest in, waterproof shoes or boots or something like that. And I have found that that is not good, to put it lightly. Your feet will do the opposite of stay dry. They will absolutely get wet and they will stay wet. It's like, just taking a bag full of water and just putting them on your feet all day. So you need the drainage. Thus, I found running shoes suit me well. Now, a lot of people want ankle support and ankle protection, and I totally understand that. I just know from experience that this is exactly what I want. Just some old cruddy running shoes that will do the trick. Again, I have another pair of synthetic boxers. I have a synthetic dry quick shirt, and then I have my North Face zip-off hiking pants that have done me well. These shoes, by the way, have got me across the John Muir Trail, so they have some miles on them. They're good. I like them. All right. Okay, away from clothes and away from the things that you see on every video that has ever been made. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty. I have diabetes, as you may know from the previous video. I do have diabetes, so I do have to take diabetic supplies with me. So I have some, this is all for my Medtronic insulin pump that I have right here. The insulin pump. What I usually do is I put this inside of a couple plastic bags, and I usually have it on the inside of my pocket. So this is all for my Medtronic insulin pump. So I have, again, I don't want to get some names wrong. I have some 3 milliliter Mini-Med reservoirs. I have 4 of those. I have the Mini-Med Mio. This is the port that goes in. I have it attached to my leg. So I have the Mini-Med Mio. I have 4 of those. I have some glucose tablets in case the blood sugar gets a little bit too low and I don't have food readily available. I have some glucose tablets. I have some also that won't be packed inside my bag. I have this Frio insulin cooler. This was amazing on the John Muir Trail. This is a product that there's like some crystalline capsules on the inside of this that you just get this thing wet, you wring it out, and it keeps it cool. Not cold, but cool. So this is where I store my insulin vials. So my insulin vials go in here, and I can just pack this. It does tend to be a little bit wet-ish, so again, I put this in its own individual Ziploc bag on the inside. I have an extra blood sugar tester in here. I have an extra battery in case my blood sugar tester's battery goes out. I have some Humalog quick pens. So the quick pens that aren't here, but I have them. And then I have the needles that go along with that. And then I also have some alcohol pads to go along with that. And so that is pretty much the supplies that I take as far as my diabetes is concerned. If you happen to be a diabetic or happen to be hiking with a diabetic or something like that, there are a multitude of different things. And on the John Muir Trail, I did find that my blood sugar would get a little bit low kind of later on in the day. But if you plan on it and if you kind of monitor your blood sugar a bit, probably better than I do. I don't test my blood sugar very often, which I need to get better at that. But if you just are aware of your blood sugar and you test it, you know, once a day, twice a day, something like that, hopefully more. But if you test it towards the end of the day, you should be able to keep your blood sugar in check. And hiking and adventuring and things like that will do you so well. It did me, it really kind of reinvigorated my mentality. So if you have diabetes, don't shy away from doing things, all right? You should be doing this stuff. And again, there are resources and supply and information out there for you. All right, moving on. Okay, let's get off diabetes. Let's keep on. This is my first aid kit. First aid kit is pretty basic. I have some athletic tape, some Pepto-Bismol. I have some eye drops that have antihistamine in it, so I have really bad allergies as far as my eyes are concerned. Ibuprofen. I didn't take enough. I didn't bring enough, I should say, on the John Muir Trail. It's obviously a longer hike than what I'm going to be doing, but ibuprofen, so I juiced it up. I brought the big bottle this time. I have some Band-Aids. I have these clear patches, so if I need to put on a gauze pad, I can cover it up with this clear patch. I have a big waterproof Band-Aid. I have several of them, and what I found is with my diabetes, what I do is I cut off one side and I put it over the port that I have, so it doesn't get snagged on clothes, and I can sometimes, like moving gear across my port, it won't rip out. So I find this is just kind of a safety blanket as far as my insulin port goes. And then I have, well, Preparation H. You know, it is wet, you're sitting on your butt a lot, and so if you get the itchies, you have Preparation H. I have 2 rolls of duct tape, you know, because if you can't duck it. And then some triple antibiotic. So that is that. And then, again, I put all the extras in a Ziploc bag. And then all of this goes inside of a mesh REI bag right here. Okay, getting to more interesting things. What's more interesting than first aid kits, right? Well, toiletries. Toiletries are next. And I have all of the extra TP. I have readily available TP that you'll be seeing later, but I have the extra TP in here. I have some Gold Bond foot powder, a little mini mirror. I have floss with a needle, just another 911. You never know if you need to sew or sew yourself. I have lip balm with SPF 30, I think. I have a little mini nail clippers. I have tweezers, toothbrush, toothpaste, hand sani. I have the Wilderness Wash with citronella. So this acts as soap and shampoo. But you can also use it on your dishes. You can wash your dishes with this. Again, I know many of you already know this. If you do use Wilderness Wash or soap of biodegradable soap, please don't use it in the lake itself or in the water source. Please follow the directions. The stuff is biodegradable, but it doesn't biodegrade like that, kiddos. You need to go off into the woods. You need to get away from your water sources to use your Wilderness Wash and use your soap. Otherwise, it will stick around and it will harm the environment for a while. Even though it is biodegradable, please be responsible about it. Read the directions. All right. Get off of my my teacher mode there and get back to, and then again, you saw it in the last video, I bring a disposable razor and some Sea to Summit shaving cream. It's biodegradable and everything. That's I do like to stay shaven, so cleanly shaved is the way that I want to be. Alright, onto electronics or backup power and things like that. Again, I don't want to get companies wrong, so here we go. So we have 2AA. I prefer the Duracell, the Super Max batteries that we have here. I have rechargeable AAAs. To make these Energizer, so I went out and bought Black Diamond rechargeable AAAs, and for 4 of them it costs like $20-something for 4 of them. It's ridiculous. Again, I did enough homework to figure out a hack. So if you buy rechargeable batteries, like these are Energizer AAA batteries, to use it with my Revolt, Black Diamond Revolt headlight, what you need to do is you just need to cut off the covering on the edge of that. If you can get in there on the view, you just cut off the edge, because the recharging port inside the headlamp is on the side, not on the edge or the bottom like it is in most rechargeables, like the normal Energizer. So I cut off the edge so it can make contact right there. Again, if you are trying to make a rechargeable battery, make sure the battery is rechargeable in the first place. Again, I don't advise this. Again, like I take no responsibility for your actions, but this is what I've done, and it allowed me to recharge the Energizers right from the headlamp itself. But as I did say, I did break down, if you want to get in on this one, I did break down and buy the Black Diamond batteries for the Black Diamond product. So I do have the Black Diamond rechargeables in there now. So, okay. So that is that. I have various USB connections, 2 of them. I have a wall outlet, and then I have a USB Type-C for my phone that doesn't connect to a quote-unquote normal USB. And then I have an Anchor power supply. I had another different solar power supply in the last video that didn't work very well. It lasted a day or so and then just went to pot. Alright, have Adidas sandals. People advise against bringing sandals as your camp shoes. Well, I'll do me, you do you. Alright, I love my sandals, and I can wear them with the socks. I have a back flush system for my Sawyer Mini that I have. So I have the back flush system. Okay. Weather gear. I have my Outdoor Research Helium 2 rain jacket. I have my Patagonia, I think it's a Nano Puff. Since it is fleece, I do put it in its own plastic 1-gallon bag, so in case a canoe goes upside down, I can still get into a jacket pretty quickly. Rain pants, a lot of people advise against them, but whatever, again, I'll do me. And then I have a rain protector for my bag. I might do without this one, just because it is canoeing and everything gets wet no matter what. All right, moving on. Okay, so here I have all the maps. These are the Fisher maps for the adventure that I'm taking. I'm taking an F10, F9, F17, F16, and I don't know what this last one is, F23 for this particular adventure. I have many more. So I was a canoe guide in my previous life, so I have many more, but the Fisher maps are rockstar maps. They're very readable, and they mark everything that you really need. With that, I have 2 Sharpies, one regular fine point, and then an ultra fine point. I have a pencil to go along with my little mini notebook. I have a compass, and then I have my mileage string with knots that coincide with the Fisher maps. So each knot is 1 mile. So you can twist and turn, and you can map out your adventure and know your mileage with the mileage rope. So that, oh, and this is all going on the inside of a little plastic bag, and then my Outdoor Research dry bag. See the notes for the exact size. I think this is the large or the extra large, but it's quite hefty for that. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's the dry case. It's a 13-inch by 15-inch dry case. Okay, water products. I have my Sawyer Mini. This got me through the John Muir Trail. Rockstar. People complain about clogging or something. Not for me. It worked out well. And with the Boundary waters being as good as they are, knock on wood, like this is, I do this just to keep the Giardia away from my brain, but it's nice to have. So I go for it because, well, I mean, what's the alternative? I have a old Camelback bladder, and so what I use this as is a gravity system with my Sawyer Mini. But my backup supply is little bottles of bleach. So worst case scenario, a drop or 2 inside of a liter, shake it up, and it kills all the little nitty gritties in there. Okay, stormproof matches, rope, P-cord. This is a fire. This is like a survival. So this will start on fire, stay on fire. All right, best piece of gear from my last trip, picaridin. It's a bug repellent gel. It's a gel, and it doesn't wash off, and it doesn't have any DEET in it. Get yourself some picaridin with that. All right, time is a little bit tight, so I'll kind of push it through the end. I have my phone. I have Insto TP, so when you need to go, you gotta go. That's right on my hip. This is all the outside of my gear. I have my headlamp. I have my camera tripod and the camera that is recording this. Some more glucose tabs. And I have some big time DEET, some more picaridin. Don't show my mom, but I have some cloves. I have a mosquito head net, trowel, floating camera gear, some super Reparo tape for like the tent, and then an outside bag. I have a camp towel and mesh bag, multi-tool, Garmin Mini, 2 1-liter water bottles that fit well with the Sawyer Mini. Have my Z-seat chair with a strap that I made that connects it to the outside of my bag. I have some tent stakes, these are the Nemo pin stakes or something like that. Nemo pin stakes, the poles that go along with the Big Agnes, and then I have my PFD, which is Stolquist or whatever. So my PFD, don't go canoeing without it. All right, other things that I'm thinking about bringing but may not is my Bending Branches BB Special paddle. I might not bring it because with the canoe that we are renting, we get some very quality canoe paddles with that. So, I mean, this has got me to hell and back before. So, that is my paddle. We are obviously renting a canoe, and I might be bringing my Nalgene bottle, but other than that, that is all of my gear. Thanks for watching.